Washington State University, Spokane, studying nutrition and exercise physiology. As you can see by the title, this presentation will cover a brief overview on meal replacements. For disclaimers, I do not have any personal disclaimers. However, I would like to acknowledge the fair use and risk disclaimers. By utilizing the fair use disclaimer, I'm acknowledging that the information within this presentation is not completely mine. The images and work utilized within this presentation has been cited appropriately, and you can visit their websites through the reference list located at the end of this presentation. Additionally, through the risk disclaimer, I'm acknowledging that meal replacements may not be for everyone. Although the information in this presentation is accurate, you should always ask a registered dietitian or your healthcare provider if meal replacements are a good fit for you, especially if you have present health conditions. These are the objectives for this presentation. By the end of the presentation, I hope that you will be able to understand what meal replacements are, be able to identify key components such as vitamins, protein, and fiber that should be present in your chosen meal replacement, and if meal replacements are a good fit for you. Without further ado, let's jump into this presentation. The term meal replacement is not defined by the Food and Drug Administration. But just because this term isn't defined by the FDA doesn't mean they aren't regulated. These products are regulated as a conventional or functional food. You can view the regulations for foods for special dietary use by Googling FDA Code of Federal Regulations Title 21. Nonetheless, meal replacements refer to a calorie-controlled prepackaged product in the form of a bar or ready-to-drink or powder beverage that replaces a regular meal. These products typically provide 200 to 250 calories a serving and are fortified with more than 20 vitamins and minerals at good or excellent source levels. We will go further into the breakdown of key components later. Additionally, meal replacements were originally used in the elderly or ill adult populations who suffer from or are at increased risk of nutritional deficiencies. However, there has been a shift in who consumes meal replacements. The population who consumes these products are healthy adults. So why do healthy adults consume meal replacements? As I just said, they are quote unquote healthy, so why consume something that can be viewed as unnecessary? Firstly, there was a shift in marketing tactics. The marketing of meal replacements shifted to target healthy adults. But aside from marketing, these are the common reasons on why people opt for meal replacements. A big reason, or even the top reason, is a busy lifestyle. We are in the age where everyone appears to be on the go. People believe that they do not have the time to cook, clean, or eat the food they made. Meal replacements are viewed as the solution, where they offer efficiency and nutrition. The next possible reason is weight loss. Meal replacements can help you feel full while you consume fewer calories. Reducing calorie intake is key to losing weight. Consumption of meal replacements will help keep you full longer by providing enough protein and fiber, among other key nutrients. Studies suggest that replacing a meal or two a day with a healthy meal replacement shake can speed up weight loss. With that said, it is not my place to provide a frequency of meal replacement intake. But I will say meal replacement consumption should supplement your well-balanced diet. If you have questions about frequency, please talk with your healthcare provider. The last reason is that people opt for meal replacements to supplement their healthy lifestyle. Most people understand that they should get enough protein, omega-3s or your healthy fats, vitamin and minerals from fruits and vegetables, and to moderate your added sugars and trans fat. However, individuals can be lacking in one or more vital nutrients. Consuming a good quality meal replacement once a day can help you reach your daily requirements for all nutrients. With all this talk on meal replacements, what do they look like? This is Huel, which is a meal replacement drink. And this is Soylent, another meal replacement drink. This is Sans, a meal bar. And the Perfect Bar. These are just the beginning of meal replacement options out there for you. But there are a variety of options out there that can fit your lifestyle. Recently, meal replacement options have been released to help those who wish to lose or gain weight, for those with diabetes, for those who are following the keto diet, and more. But now that we've seen these products, how would you pick one? Here is what you should look for in a meal replacement option. This will guarantee that you're choosing a good quality meal replacement. The key components to look for in a meal replacement include 200 to 400 calories, at least 15 grams of protein, at least 6 grams of fiber, 6 to 15 grams of monounsaturated or saturated fat, all 9 essential amino acids, that being histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine, as well as added branched chain amino acids, which have already been mentioned, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. 25 to 33% of daily value for vitamins and minerals, and it should keep you full for at least 3 hours. I would also like to note that sugar should be around 5 to 7 grams. Be aware that sweetener added could be an alcohol-derived sugar. These end in ITOL. Xylitol is an example. In some individuals, these alcohol-derived sugars can cause gastrointestinal upset, such as diarrhea, bloating, and cramps. To wrap up, I'm going to display 2 food labels of meal replacements. You are going to examine the labels and decide if this is a good quality meal replacement. Make sure to pause the video and make a mental list of components that make it a good quality or a bad quality meal replacement. So here we go. Here is the first food label. Now go ahead and pause the video. All right, hopefully you guys paused it. But if you said this was a bad meal replacement, then you are correct. Good job, everyone. Here are the reasons why it is a bad option. The ratio of carbohydrate to fat is off. The fat content is slightly below the range of 6 to 15 grams that I mentioned. Protein content is low and should be above 15 grams. The fiber content could also be higher, and sugar is extremely high. I would choose a meal replacement option that does not exceed 10 grams of sugar. And lastly, there are some vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin D and A, that are extremely low. Moving on to the second label. Once again, pause the video and mentally or physically list the reasons why this is a good or bad meal replacement. If you said this was a good meal replacement, then you are correct. Good job, everyone. Here are the reasons why it is a good option. The fiber, sugar, protein, and vitamins and minerals are all where they should be. My only negative comment is the fat content is slightly lower than the range of 6 to 15 grams, but overall this is a solid meal replacement option. In conclusion, my concluding remarks includes that meal replacements refer to a calorie-controlled, pre-packaged product in the form of a bar or ready-to-drink powder beverage that replaces a regular meal. A good meal replacement should include 200 to 400 calories, at least 15 grams of protein, at least 6 grams of fiber, 6 to 15 grams of monounsaturated or saturated fat, all 9 essential amino acids, as well as added branched chain amino acids, and 25 to 33% of your daily value vitamins and minerals. Meal replacements can be a great addition for your balanced diet, as well as serving other reasons such as weight loss. If you have any questions, please reach out to your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. Here are my references and resources, and thank you for listening. Hello, and welcome to this Q&A session on meal replacements. So as the name indicates, meal replacements, whether it be in the form of a bar or a pre-made drink or even a powder where you're adding water to it or milk to it, the job of a meal replacement is to replace a meal. As I mentioned in the mini lecture, meal replacements are opted for a variety of reasons, but probably the top reason is because of individuals' busy lifestyles. So as I just said, if you're on the go or you're running out of time, opting for a meal replacement can be a great option. Meal replacements are best if used for in a short term or you're in need of a quick fix solution. But if you're opting for a meal replacement for long term, or that you're replacing or substituting a readily available, healthy, and nutritious meal, then I think you should make an appointment with a registered dietitian. So that registered dietitian will be able to sit down with you, talk with you about any effects about long-term intake of meal replacements, and just provide you more information on meal replacements. And you might be thinking like, well, why are people even opting for a meal replacement if they have food available? Like, wouldn't you rather have a warm or cold, whatever your preference, a warm or cold meal versus just something that's like in a package? But for example, in someone who is experiencing or is on a journey of weight loss, having that free control of deciding like what to eat could scare them. So just having something that's like there and they're like, okay, I just have to eat this, that provides all the nutrients, then that would be easier for them versus eating something that they prepare themselves or they have to get themselves. But at the end of the day, I just want to stress that eating whole food is better than eating something or drinking something that it has been processed and packaged. During the mini lecture, I provided examples of meal replacements. So to remind you guys, the most common form of meal replacements are the powder, where you're adding milk or water to it, ready-made beverages, or a bar. I believe that what I just listed are the main form or like the only forms on the market, but I do think I saw something about a meal replacement that's a soup, but kind of like at that point, it's like, well, you might as well just have a meal because I mean, people have soups as meals and soup is a meal. But yeah, just like at that point, it's like, well, then you might as well just make yourself something when you're having soup. But anyways, you can make your own meal replacement, but just a reminder that to be considered a meal replacement, it needs to contain those key components that was discussed during the mini lecture. Just a reminder, just some of the key components include that it should contain at least 15 grams of protein, at least 6 grams of fiber, and it should provide you about 200 to 400 calories. The alternatives that I suggest that you can make at home are shakes and granola bars. Like, I know that's like everything that I discussed in the little mini lecture, just granola bars and shakes, but it's kind of tricky to like even consider anything else that could be made at home that could like fit all those components into it. But I mean, although it's just the regular shake or granola bar that you could get at the store, when you make it yourself, you have a bit more freedom. You can add more flavor to it. You could customize it and add some texture to it. I will say that you will probably still need to buy a protein powder in order to achieve that 15 grams of protein, unless you're planning on kind of doing experimenting with nuts and seeds and trying to achieve that 15 grams of protein. And to double check, you should probably utilize a tracking app like MyFitnessPal to make sure that what you created provides those vitamins and minerals, the protein, the fiber, as well as the fats. But yeah, I mean, even though it's just a shake in a bar, it could be better than the store-bought version.